Rashad, why you
Anyway,
didn't hit me up?
Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad? What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.
Oh, hey, Soldier Boy, can I? Just kidding. What's up, everybody? My name is Rashad Milligan. If you're new to the channel, this is the road to 10K subs. I fell asleep, bro. If you was wondering, like, why this is a morning edition / late night, but it's really morning because on the East Coast it's 5:50 a.m. Central Time is 4:50, so people waking up at 5 a.m. things of that sort. So good morning to everybody. Happy a.m. Man, let's get into it, dog. Let's get into it. It was just a busy day for me at work and things of that sort. If you're like, okay, what happened? But hey, you know what they say when you're fighting for something? They say you can take a nap, but you cannot go to sleep. Good people, keep fighting, keep the good race alive. All right, man, let's get into it, bro. First things first, I had two things at the beginning of today's live, and there were two things that I had on yesterday's docket, but I skipped over accidentally. So the first one is 10 rappers who fell off. And here it is. Shouts out to my boy David. He sent this to me. And I was like, I wanted to react to it. So number 10 is Rob Stone.
Two damn phones, Babylons can't crack the code. Used to sip out styrofoam.
Okay, now Rob Stone. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't heard a Rob Stone song since then. But I mean, I feel like if you catch one, bro, if you catch like I say, and I should probably wait to finish all of these. But if you catch one, you didn't fall off, bro. Because for the rest of your life, you can perform that one song. Like Rob Stone, for a certain demographic, can go anywhere in America and perform that. Rob Stone, too dang phone, you about the like he could do that anywhere. So I don't know if that's necessarily falling off. Oh, common misconception: Rob Stone actually has 400 hits. It's funny. All right. Now Kyle, not number 9. All right, I already went on.
Hey, them niggas go, hey. Oh, we selling clowns around it, look like circus show. Like, this is not if I gave you all my.
All right, so Kyle, he held me down for too long, bro. Like, he's a solid individual, and I look like Michael Johnson. Oh, shouts out to Michael Johnson, man. You know, hey, we track stars, you know what I'm saying? Young American hero, man. I never heard that one before. Michael Johnson. That's different. Shouts out to Michael Johnson. Like when he was running in Atlanta and stuff like that, that was like right after I was born, bro. 96 Olympics and stuff like that. Shouts out to Michael Johnson. But yeah. Cal albums all flopped. It's crazy because Beautiful Loser 2013 all the way up to dang All Smiles. Well, he had the thing All Smiles. Michael Johnson from UFC. Okay, let me look this up. I'm thinking of Michael Johnson, the track star. Let me see UFC. I never heard of this dude. This is the first time I've heard of this. What the heck? Who the heck is this dude? Who the heck is this guy? That's funny. I never heard that. I can see where it comes from. That's hilarious. So, shouts out to Michael Johnson. Twin, where have you been? But yeah. Nah, Kyle held me down. He said same beard. That's funny. But yeah. Kyle, bro, from Beautiful Loser to dang the Smile album, all the way up to I know he did the joint, you know, after I Spy and everything, but you love y'all. Like all of those albums is good. So I can't say like you had a failed career, like because from 2013 to like 2017, 2018, Kyle held it down. That's a 5-year career. That's a successful career in rap. YB and Amir. Yeah, YB and Amir, like he just got memed out. People just meme Soul Train and everything like that. But the good thing about YB and Amir and all the YBN guys, those guys can live forever off of being in YBN. Like You see Almighty J trying to get back into streaming, trying to get back into content creation. He used to be a YouTuber. Corday had a pretty solid foundation and a couple of good classic albums to begin with, or at least one classic album I think everybody can universally agree in the hip-hop world and stuff like that. He'll forever be respected in hip-hop as a rapper. And then YB and Amir, he can jump on streams as a guest appearance and all of that stuff for as long as he can because he's famous. So he established himself. Salute to YB and Amir. He bought a McDonald's franchise. I forgot I made a whole video about that. Shouts out to YB and Amir and getting into his business bag.
Would that make you happy, baby? Would it make you happy?
Shit. All right, so Shaq, he did it to himself. I'm not gonna lie to you. Shaq had it. He had the world in the palm of his hands. With Mud Boy. Oh, Kyrie. ESPN, WESES. Shaq had the world in the palm of his hands, bro. And he squandered it himself by allegedly being a dangerous partner, allegedly, to his romantic partners. He put himself in that situation. So it's unfortunate, but hey, lesson learned. Keep your hands to yourself. Respect women. Respect the people that you with, even if it gets toxic. If it gets toxic, get out of there before you get in trouble, man.
Right now on the come up, lately been talking my shit because I know I come.
I don't even know who this is, Lil Easy. I don't even know who that is.
From the gutter since I was your brother. Then I go pop out and all of this linen like I was a baller. In love with the money, I ain't never let it go.
And now you're right. All right, so Fetty Wap, he's another one of those ones. He was so hot when he was hot. Like, he'll be able to forever just do this for the rest of his life. Like, he can go to Europe and just tour these songs. Like he could do that forever. He could just tour 2015 for the rest of his life. Obviously now he's locked up, but before he had the chance to come back and stuff like that, because he was trying to come back, it just never really clicked for him. But I think he just had a new song come out. I forgot who it was with, but he just had a new song come out with someone. So yeah, that's just what's going on with that.
Gassed up, shorty, said I need by 40.
All right, this kid, I think he might just be a victim of like his one hit was in the plug sound, like, and that was a particular kind of sound in that era of like plug, like. The plug sound now, plug and beat it sounds kind of a little bit different than what it does now. Like Mexico Drill don't sound like this anymore. Like nobody from that era really sounds like that anymore. So he just had to evolve, and I don't know if the evolution for him, attempted evolution, really worked out for him. But I mean, it's a good song for a particular underground demographic. They still know that joint from 2015, man.
Pull up to the party.
Yeah. I got Bron to Atlanta. Lanine, the fan of Designer. I know Designer has been trying to make a comeback. Shouts out to Joycey. Shouts out to everybody out there on the West Coast. Shouts out to Chicago. Yeah, but Designer, he did a whole media tour in Atlanta a couple months ago. He's really trying to come back. I think he just had a kid. So congratulations on the child. And yeah, man, he's trying to come back, but I think once you start off with Panda, I think it's just tough to like what do you do when you start off with that, man? You look like you look like Michael Johnson from US. What is going on? These got to be bots. Shouts out to the bots in the chat. All right.
She see money all around me.
Carried by Brett feature is hilarious. I think Gold Link, if anything, to his fall off, quote unquote. I guess apparently like the fans just didn't like him, bro. Fans, nah, real people. You look just like Michael Johnson. Why is this? What? Who are y'all? All right. Oh, he said real people. They real people. But why'd you say the exact same thing? You look like Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson from USC, bro. Like you said the exact same thing though. But anyways, Goldlink did it to himself, dog. Hey yo, what's happening, Alwyn? Goldlink did it to himself with the fan base, like just made himself not likable to the public after he dissed Mac Miller. Like, why are you dissing Mac Miller after he passed away, bro? Rest in peace, long live Mac Miller, dog. But he did have that joint with the with Tyler the Creator. I think that was him. Is that so? Alwyn, man, I can't call it, man. You know, just an early AM stream. You know how it goes. About to get to this paper. You know how it is. How you feeling, brother? I come to me. I think we have to remember. Water. Legal issues, yeah. Brother was locked up for allegedly deleting somebody in Mississippi. But Ugly God, man, he had the world in the palm of his hands, dog. Because everybody from that era, that SoundCloud 2015, 2016 era, Carti, Uzi, Yachty, 21 Savage, if you took care of yourself, if you position yourself well, you would have been good, dog. All right, Zylo, I'm tired of y'all bots. These is bots. I know he said real people. Y'all not about to say the same thing for 60 minutes. All right, but yeah. David X dropped a project today. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. David X's project. It was pretty good. Alternative music. If you like, you know what I'm saying, guitars and all that stuff, singing about love and but mixed with some Atlanta futuristic swag and bouncy beats and things of that sort. I believe the project's called Closer to You. I know the single was called Closer to You, and I interviewed him at his album release party back in January. Salute to David X. Congratulations, brother. Smino. Marco Plus dropped his new single with Smino, and it's Is You Out Your Rabbit in Mine? And like the whole time, Marco Plus is singing. Like, I don't even think he's even rapping for real. Smino's rapping a little bit, but like, I guess the kind of key to this was like, all right, bro, just sing a little bit with this joint. Well, what would you say, Alwyn? Yeah. But I was just saying what's up. Bro. But yeah. So make sure y'all check those songs out, everything like that. Side note. Carti allegations. This was the second thing. Oh, they deleted it. Okay, so this clip was like, oh, you know about Marco Plus? Yeah, I know Marco Plus. I interviewed him, friend of the channel for sure. Southside legend. Y'all are confused. I don't know if y'all are. That's crazy. How you gonna say the exact same thing like a bot, but like speak normally? Like, is the robot picking up certain words and then just spitting them back out to me? Like, why is everybody saying you look like Michael Johnson from the UFC, bro? Or am I being trolled right now by a community in the Discord? I know. I'm trying to figure it out. But that's crazy. I'm gonna watch that. Bro, no, this is a real person. What the heck? Yeah, man, look, all y'all is posting like some bots. It's crazy. But what did I want to get to? Y'all. It was Playboy Carti. He was allegedly, you know what I'm saying, like, once again in those allegations, allegedly once again in them allegations, and someone they posted a video of him, you know what I'm saying, like yelling at the girl and stuff like that over the phone, everything. And I can't send you a message. It's just question marks. Bro. Like, you just sent 2 question marks back to back, like no context. And then like 3 different people came in and typed the exact same message in the same kind of span. It was just like, you look like Michael Johnson from the UFC, bro. You look like Michael Johnson from, like, in the exact same thing. So that's why it was just confusing. Let me see if I can even find this. But yeah, they deleted it now. So they deleted it off the face of the internet. But there was a video of this girl on the phone, and Playboy Carti was yelling at her, and she was alleging that he was being, you know, saying not a good partner in a way. And as you guys know, he was already had his situation. Do I look like, all right, bro, All right, man. Okay. Next time. Next one. Where we at? Adin Ross calls out LeBron, man. Adin Ross calls out LeBron.
You guys call me bro. It's sad. You guys call me a parasocial, but it does affect the way that I like LeBron. You know, how could it not? How could you respect somebody that has no loyalty towards somebody that I've known for 15 years? You know what I'm trying to say? You know, and that's just where it comes down to, chat. It's like, nah, but like, chat, that's separate. You guys are spamming GG. That's separate, bro. But it's like, come on, bro. Y'all know this is wrong, bro. Y'all know it's wrong. Y'all know it's whack. You know it is, bro. I love what academics said, bro. Like, academics clears it up the best, bro. It's just whack. It's whack. So it's not my beef, though. It's not my beef, but it's just kind of like, it's grimy in many ways. You know what I mean? And again, guys, who cares? What if your best friend was rapping along a song of you being a pedophile? And like, mind you, best friend, like friends.
I win. According to this thing, you look like, I don't know, Middle Eastern. Like, I don't know. Like, that's what you look like. A Middle Eastern person with a 10 fade and a goatee.
The friends, they know each other's kids. It's just whack, bro. It's whack. You understand? It's whack, bro. And that's all it comes down to, chat. You guys want my opinion on it? That's my opinion on it. You know what I mean? So it's just weird behavior, and it's just unloyalty, you know.
All right. So the thing is with this, the only reason why I pulled it is because Adin, you are only rich and you only have a career because of LeBron James. What is you doing talking about loyalty and this whack and you this and you that and you ain't riding down and you this and you boom, 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 every name under the book to the man that gave you a career? If anything, you should be blindly loyal to LeBron James, bro. Did you forget where you came from? Like, what is going on? And then you can even say, I think he said, nah, chat, that's different. Because the whole thing was saying Gigi's Bronny. He's saying that's different. LeBron James is literally the reason why you are rich, why you are Adin Ross, brother. So what are we talking about here with loyalty, this and that and this and that? Adin, hello, wake up. LeBron James, that man that you're talking about calling whack and this and that, he made you. Well, he didn't make you, but he made you rich. He helped put you on. He put you on, bro. The video of you. Is that LeBron? Is that LeBron? That video changed your life, Adin. Playing with Bronny and the 2K, my part changed your life, Adin. How quickly do they forget, bro? So I can say the N-word. No, you can't say the N-word unless you're black. You shouldn't be saying YN either. That's why I skipped it originally. Like, no, you can't be saying YN. You can't be saying the N-word, bro, if you're not black. All right. Next up, Kyrie Irving.
Detail about this, because what's said on the internet and the digital space is said. It's the internet. But when it comes to real respect and real recognizing real, this man, Kobe Bean Bryant, is immortalized not just because of his basketball. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like, this man, he is way bigger because of the character, because of what we witnessed him go through. We didn't care if we didn't care about certain failures. The real Kobe fans didn't care about the failures. They didn't care about the naysayers. The real Kobe fans, the real Mamba fans that I'm talking to, didn't care about who he was competing with. We know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I know who fucked with Kobe and who didn't. I'm not going to say I knew Kobe the best at all. I won't say that. I'm not going to disrespect all his relationships. I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is put respect. Put respect where it's due, y'all. We know who Kobe fucked with. That's the thing. We not letting people revise history. We not letting them revise that. We are not letting people revise history. We're not doing it, dog.
100%.
I'm not letting that happen.
100%.
I'm not letting that happen, man. I'm not letting that happen. You know why? Because at the end of the day, when I look at the way that people are treated when they're no longer here, right? That bothers me. clearly he's not able to sit in front of us and give us the takes or give us the, how he feels about his own takes. But bro, can we just be honest at this point? The man put on the shoes and became 2.0 of one of the greatest of all time play.
Facts.
He obviously is Kobe being Bryant, but the man studied the greatest of all time. And this has nothing to do with rankings. This has everything to do with just the culture recognizing. Like, right? I'll give you another name, right? That we're not going to allow people to revise history. Hakeem Olajuwon, y'all.
Shouts out to the Dream.
Salams to my big brother, man. Salams to Hakeem. We're not going to let people pretend like Hakeem was not that.
Hakeem was 100% that for sure. Shouts out to the Dream. The Dream was actually like in my top 10 because Shaq used to say that I put Hakeem above me. So I put Hakeem at 10 a lot of times outside of Shaq. But I switched it back. I still got Shaq top 10, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Man. But what Kyrie said here is important. The reason why I keep bringing up these people's reactions to this Bleacher Report list is because do I like Jace? Yeah. I rock with Jace. No. But not like the new school Jace, not IE's Jace, like the underground Jace. Like I like Jace, like Atlanta Jace from 2-9. Like he's a lyrical rapper. I know you might be talking about the new school Jace, like IE's. I just haven't listened to much of his music. Like I know who Buddy is, but I just haven't listened to much of his music. I don't listen to a lot of that like kind of side of the underground just because I'm a bit older. So yeah. He said he's out. I'm talking about him. Yeah. And you say the other Jace. Yeah. But that Jace, I just don't listen too much. Like I'm a bit older, so like I listen to like a lot of people kind of closer to my age for real. But yeah, it's important that we talk about this Kobe stuff time and time again and keep defending Bean. Like we have to, because like he's no longer here. And the way that it happens is that the loss of legacy happens slowly but surely, like generation by generation. You let someone get off with this opinion, and then it kind of becomes like a common thought, right? And it becomes the narrative. And then, as time goes on, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And then eventually everyone will believe a particular thing. It's kind of like the Bill Russell play with plumbers. Like that stuff slowly happens. Someone says it. And then now it's John Havlicek, Bob Cousy, Will Chamberlain, all those guys played against nobody. Bob Pettit, Sweet Lou Hudson, like they played against nobody. The competition was trash. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, they played against nobody. So all of those times are just irrelevant. And I think that's just a dangerous way of thinking, and it ultimately dilutes their legacy. Will Chamberlain scored 100 points in a game, grabbed 55 rebounds in the game, averaged like 50. How many points in a game in a season? Hold on, let me see. Will Chamberlain, hold on. Give me a second, y'all. Let's do this. Will Chamberlain averaged 30 points for his career, first of all. But he averaged 50 points a game in 61, 62. Played 48 and a half minutes. So, obviously the games were longer then. But still, he played 80 games and scored an average over 50 and a half points, nearly 50 and a half points a game. Averaged 26 rebounds nearly. These are just some things that it's unrealistic, dog. It doesn't even make sense. At the end of his career in the 70s, where he's an old man, 36, 35, because back then that was being an old man. Like you didn't have all the treatment and, recovery stuff and everything. He was still averaging, 20 points a game. He's still averaging 20 points and 18 rebounds a game in the 70s. This ain't in the 60s with the non-color TV, with the black and white TVs. This is color TV with the Lakers. 34 years old. He still averaged 20 and 18 points and played all 82 games and played 44 minutes a night at 34 years old. He ended his career playing 43 minutes a game, bro. He ended his career playing 43 minutes a game and averaged 13 points and still averaged nearly 19 rebounds a game at the age of 36. Come on, man. Come on, bro. So it's just like you see how people talk about Wilt now. People talk about Wilt like he just wasn't like that, dog. They talk about Wilt don't count. Wilt don't count. Bill Russell don't count. You can't do that, man. They won't do what these boys doing. They ain't doing that. What are we talking about, dog? Wilt was like that. Bill Russell was like that, bro. We have to respect these people. And that's what they're trying to do with Kobe already. So what do we have to do? Shoot, we have to continue to defend and honor Kobe's legacy and Kobe's name because it matters for future generations. For the people who didn't get to watch Kobe Bryant hit the 2 buzzer beaters in the game against the Phoenix Suns in the 2006 playoffs. It's people who didn't get to see Kobe Bryant after Shaquille O'Neal trying to do it all by himself with Kwame Brown and Smush Parker and Sasha Vujacic in the starting lineup and Vladimir Radmanovic in the starting line. Like, it's people who have no idea how Kobe looked next to Lamar Odom and made Andrew Bynum an all-star and a superstar in the league for 2 seasons with Paul Gasol and Lamar Odom coming off the bench. It's people who just don't know these things, bro. So because of that, you have to continue to say it out loud. Kobe Bryant was like that. 81 points in the game. Huh? 62 points in 3 quarters. What? Playing with the flu, playing left-handed. What are we talking about? In his athletic prime, doing dunks that nobody has seen before. Sucking the gravity out of air. Going up on one side of the basket, coming down, bringing the ball down under the net before reversing that thing and doing it in one swoop, looking like a combination of an and one player and Julius Erving. Kobe Bryant was different, dog. Played defense, 9-time first team all defense or all team defense. I don't know if it was first team all defense. He was 1 of 1. Team USA struggling. 2004 they get a bronze. An absolute disgrace to the country, to America. We get the bronze medal in basketball. Oh man, USA basketball's in the dirt. They're in the trash. 2006 they come back. They still get bronze, but they give a lot more effort. Okay, now we have, you know what I'm saying, Joe Johnson, Dwayne Wade, LeBron James. We have a little more pride in USA basketball. The pride is coming back. Thanks to Brian Colangelo, right? Jerry Colangelo. We get Coach K, coach the team in 2008. Who saves Team USA basketball? Kobe Bean Bryant, dog. The redeemed team was because of Kobe Bryant. He brought the whole focus to the thing. Now I'm running through Paul Gasol, first play of the game. You know, we winning this championship, bro. We getting this gold. And they brought back the gold and they beat back Spain. And Spain was supposed to be the super team with Ricky Rubio. He was child wonder, boy wonder at the time. Everything as a teenager. Of course, the Gasol brothers, we seen what they became. Rudy Fernandez was kind of relatively in his prime at that moment. Like, they had a very, very good squad over there at Spain. And they were expected to give the U.S. a tough time, and they did. But the U.S. and Kobe Bryant ultimately got them over the hump. So Kobe Bryant saved American basketball. Kobe Bryant was one of the better defenders of his generation. Kobe Bryant was hands down the best scorer of his generation. Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league from 2006 to 2011. He was hands down the best player in the league from 2006 to 2011. He had a 5-year run where he was hands down the best player in the league. Some people said he was the best player in the league when he was with Shaq. He was still the best player in the league back then. So if you count that, he was the best player for an entire decade. What are we talking about with Kobe Bryant, dog? Legitimately, what are we talking about? They called him a ball hog. I was one of the people that they call him ball hog Kobe, everything like that. Still averaged 5 assists per game for his career. He averaged like 25 and 5 and 5 for his career averages, bro. And that's with him not playing his first couple of years of his career, and then the last 2-3 seasons of his career being affected by the Achilles injury. Thank you, Dante Jones. Dante Jones, I hope you're doing well. But yeah, that was just a crazy play that ended a career, dog. He ended a career, but shout out to Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, Gigi. Next thing, shouts out to Kyrie.
Social media is not reality. One video clip devoid of context can be very misleading. Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public. The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Bauer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly. And because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating.
You guys seen it for yourself, bro. I don't even have to say nothing. To be honest, I don't even have to say nothing. You guys seen it for yourself, dog. I saw the viral video a little bit earlier this week and stuff like that. And I didn't watch the entire thing because I just can't keep watching like people getting stopped by the police and going viral and things of that sort. But from this, even this video, you guys see what's going on. You know, they pull him out the car because he was being, like they say, allegedly non-compliant. That's one thing, right? But then he's not resisting. He's not hitting anybody. He's not swinging. He's not kicking. He's not spitting. He's not biting anybody. The police force, the team, continues to just punch him. They continue to just pop, 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 pop. They just continue to box him, pick him up, lift him off the ground, slam him down, and continue to hit him as they put cuffs on him. That's what happens.
Within 21 seconds, Officer Bauer's response to resistance to social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public.
Okay, now put the handcuffs on him. This guy,
the administrative process is still ongoing, and
starts punching him. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing right here? Like, what are we doing, bro? Why do you think there's an anti-cop agenda, Sheriff Waters?
Such, I will not.
This guy, I don't know what Buddy doing right here. Because he has his arms behind him. That's all you need to arrest him. He choke slamming him, or I don't know what he doing. Just putting his hands around his neck before he started punching him. And Buddy in the back, I guess, just pushing him.
The process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend.
He just wanted to feel like he was doing something. That's why they brought him out on the scene. This is what they call a fake agenda. They call this a fake woke agenda, an anti-police fake woke agenda. That's what they call this. Versus what you see on camera.
The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither.
If you call that unnecessary, you are being a fake woke agenda pusher, anti-cop propaganda. Next thing, bro. I can't watch that stuff. Former attorney for Jeffrey Epstein, Roy Black, has died per the AP. So there it is. In the middle of all of this, where are the Epstein files? Where are the Epstein files? What's going on? The Epstein files don't exist. Yes, they do. No, they don't. What is it? Shout out to Ozzy Osbourne. But he just gone all of a sudden. How old was he? How old was he? How old was Roy Black? He looks a bit older. How old was he, though? 80 years old? Let me see this. Which one should I look at? I'll look at this one. Roy Black, famed defense attorney for Rush Limbaugh and Jeffrey Epstein after an illustrious career. Roy Black, a prominent Miami defense attorney whose clients include Jeffrey Epstein and William Kennedy Smith, has passed away at the age of 80. His law partner, said on Tuesday. The Miami Herald reported that Black, a father of two, passed away on Monday at his home in Coral Gables. For more than 30 years, Roy was my teacher, mentor, and friend, said his law partner, Howard Shernick, in an email to the Associated Press. The losses I feel personally and professionally are immeasurable. Black represented and won a slew of high-profile clients, including Justin Bieber and a race car driver, Helio Castroneves. In Miami, Black was viewed in legal circles as the GOAT, the greatest of all time, said the fellow defense attorney, David O. Marcus, who compared his late colleague to the NBA Hall of Famer Michael Jordan. He worked harder than any lawyer I know, and he outlawyered every prosecutor he ever went up against. I will miss him. His impact on criminal defense is beyond measurable, Marcus said in an email to the news outlet. Smith's 1991 trial drew national attention and was televised after he was charged with a woman in Palm Beach after a night of drinking. He was acquitted of the charges against him. Smith, now a physician involved in an organization dedicated to banning landmines, is the nephew of the former President John F. Kennedy and Attorney General and U.S. Senator Robert F. Kennedy and former Senator Edward M. Kennedy. In the Bieber case, the pop star was accused of driving a Lamborghini under the influence in drag racing. He later pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor careless driving and resisting arrest. Castroneves, a winner of the Indy 500, was acquitted of the charges that he tried to evade more than $2 million in taxes. Other clients Black represented, including the deceased conservative political commentator Rush Limbaugh. When did Rush Limbaugh die? I'm tweaking. Am I all the way just, he died in 2021? I'm not even gonna lie. I don't remember Rush Limbaugh dying, bro. I'm out of touch. I didn't even know that. Admit Corey, who was found not guilty of bribing a Georgetown University tennis coach to get his daughter admitted to the school, and Miami police officer William Lonzo, who was acquitted in the outing of Black motorcyclist Clement Lloyd. Wow. The acquittal sparked riots in Miami in 1989. The Associated Press contributed to this report. Why didn't they say anything about Epstein? Like, they just said he was Epstein's old attorney, and that was it. Like, they didn't say anything else about Epstein. So there's that. Okay. Take what you will. Next thing, man. Silk Money. He dissed Tyler Creator and Andre 3000 for using him and biting his swag. And yeah. Okay.
And I don't give a fuck no more. Yo, Tyler the Creator, stop sucking my dick, nigga. Get your own swag.
Hey, yo.
Yo, Andre 3000, stop sucking my dick. I'm sick of you little weird ass niggas that I work with thinking you could run off with the swag, nigga. Stop eating dick, nigga. You weird ass niggas, man. You niggas, man, do you, baby. Stop trying to do me. And I don't go.
All right. So I saw the the video's not done.
Tell that nigga I said it. I don't give a fuck. All you niggas suck my motherfucking dick. You niggas is pussy. You niggas is dick eaters, nigga. We know what the fuck it is, nigga. I don't give a fuck no more, nigga. I've been cool for too long. Eat a dick. I holla. Pay.
But yeah, I heard the thing, and it was a very similar thing, and it could have been a coincidence. However, somebody pointed out that like they've worked before, like this Silk Booty dude. What was he a part of that group? Like the group that Andre 3000. Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember. Andre 3000 did like a random verse in 2016 for this underground group that was popping at the time. What were they called? It was like Divine Council or something like that. Hold on, let me see if I can find them. Yeah, I think it was Divine Council. Okay, Divine Council featuring Silk Money. So yeah, he has songs with both of them. Silk Money is the best news age rapper you never heard of. He's Richmond-based group. Oh yeah. So he was in Divine Council. So yeah, Andre 3000 and Tyler Creator, they both worked with him before. Like they have songs with this dude, Silk Booty, which is a crazy name, by the way. So that's why when people are like, "Oh, he actually stole the swag for real," these dudes have songs together, dog. And that's like, oh snap. I know Tyler is as creative can get. It's very difficult for me to see him just outright stealing someone's swag because that's the exact thing that he kind of prides himself on, of being different and being original. And he's the most creative. Like that's his name is Tyler Creator. So it's difficult for me to see him just outright just stealing people's stuff. However, this dude does have a point because they know who he is. He's not as known as them. And if someone sounds very similar or they're influenced by it, I would feel the same way if I was an underground artist. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel the same way, bro. And I have to keep that same energy, bro. Like if I did this with Reason, who, I wasn't that, listening to him all the time and stuff like that before he left TDE and after he left TDE. If I was like that with Reason when Ben Riley and Suave called him out, because those is, what I'm saying, those my people over there in Atlanta. I got to keep the same type of energy with people I rock with, Tyler and Andre, when it comes to this dude that I'm not so familiar with, Silk Booty. I got to keep that same energy, bro. So if y'all still in the swag, if y'all still in the stuff, I mean, you can check it out for yourself and hear what he's talking about, the references. He posted them on his IG story. I might look it up and put it in the link in the description. If I don't, then just comment and be like, yo, can you look it up or send it to me? And I'll look it up and send it to you again in the comment section. But yeah, man, he's got a point, bro. And I have to keep the same energy. Just because I rock with Tyler and Stacks don't mean that, they're safe from it. Ain't nobody safe from it, bro. I had an account. Let me see. I'm gonna do this. Hold on. All right, give me a second. Let me get right with this Joe Budden stuff. Do I have an account with this email? I might not. They're gonna be like, nah, we don't have an account. I don't think I have an account for this email, but I'll create one. Yeah, I had to create it. Account created today, free unlimited access. No subscription. I just want to. All right, your interest. Y'all give me a second. The Athletic. Breaking news. That's it. Spelling bee games. Nah, I don't want to play no games. Download the app. Not right now. You're all set. Return to the article. Okay, there we go. How much do podcasters really earn? One star pulls back the curtain. Here we go. Joe Budden talking about his $20 million. Joe Budden, a former rapper who now oversees a robust podcast network, gave a rare look into the finances of the industry. This is by Jessica Testa. The podcaster Joe Budden, an ex-rapper who has been called the Howard Stern of hip-hop, wanted to flex a little. He accidentally overflexed. Last month, he shared a screenshot of his traffic from Patreon, a subscription service that allows fans to pay creators directly through monthly contributions. It showed more than 30 million visits in 30 days. Revenue figures on Patreon data had been scribbled over, but sleuths manipulated the image. And to them, it appeared that he earned more than $900,000, a number that made headlines. Yet, that was just his earnings for the month of June. Overall, the Joe Budden Podcast Network is on pace to generate more than $20 million this year, according to its chief executive, Ian Schwartzman. Mr. Budden agreed to share those and other details about his podcast business with the New York Times, offering a rare window into the economics of podcasting. Publishers of shows rarely share the details of their revenue or even their download or streaming figures. They want to maintain, who didn't also get these numbers? Rory and Mal. They want to maintain a competitive edge in the advertising marketplace, and like many private businesses, simply keen to open their books. Mr. Budden's reason for releasing these figures now, he said in an interview, goes beyond flexing. He and Mr. Schwartzman want to make a broader argument for maintaining independence as creators. They have been podcasting for a decade. Although they spent 2 years working exclusively with Spotify, they are not affiliated with any outside podcast network or media company today. The money coming in. So far this year, the Joe Budden Network has earned an average of 1.04 per month on Patreon. He has about 70,000 paying subscribers. Subscriptions range from $5 to $50 a month, with higher tiers granted access to more episodes, including spin-off shows. 2 weekly episodes of this flagship podcast are released for free for the general public. This means that his 2025 subscription revenue will exceed $12 million, enough to make Mr. Budden the top earner in the crowdfunding platform. That status and Mr. Budden's figures were confirmed by a spokesperson for Patreon. But subscriptions are not the podcast only revenue stream. Advertising also generates several $1 million, Mr. Schwartzman said. Mr. Budden's company sells its own ads, unlike many other top podcasters who team up with large networks like iHeart. Hold on, I had to make sure I didn't miss anything. Like iHeart, unlike many other top podcasters like iHeart, Wondery, or Sirius XM, and split up the ad revenue. These companies typically offer hosts an upfront check, a minimum guarantee, but control the rates and the number of commercials played each episode. Mr. Schwartzman said the company tried not to, quote unquote, oversaturate our audience with ads, usually working with the maximum of only 3 sponsors at a given time. The network's smaller revenue sources include money from passive advertisements on social media platforms, like the ads that play automatically during his videos on YouTube, where Mr. Budden has 1.5 million followers. He has an early adopter in 2016 of video podcasting. The company also sells merchandise and license some of his content, the money going out. The Joe Budden Network employs more than 30 independent contractors and roles as production and administrative support. Payment of these contractors and on their talent is the company's biggest expense. For example, more than $1.5 million annually goes to the co-host of the Joe Budden podcast. They include Trevor Robinson, known as Queen's Flip. I did not know Flip's real name. Mark Lamont Hill, Melissa Ford, Parks Valley, Antoine Marbury, known as Ish, and Lamar Burney, known as Ice. These government names is hilarious. After inadvertently flashing some of his revenue to 1.7 million Instagram followers, Mr. Budden joked that now everybody's asking for a raise. Other costs include production fees, marketing expenses, and real estate. The company is in the process of purchasing a roughly $2 million the waterfront condominium unit in Edgewater, New Jersey, where it records audio and video for the Joe Budden podcast. It currently rents the unit. Residents in the building have complained about the sharing space with the operation. How he got there. Mr. Budden's approach reflects an emerging trend among podcasters and creators, a desire for more autonomy and equity in every deal with fewer middlemen. Learning this lesson took time. In 2017, while Mr. Budden was co-hosting the show on the culture website Complex, we were just getting by, Mr. Schwartzman said. Dang. I was on an allowance, Mr. Budden said, $500 a week. Dang. Then from 2018 to 2020, the Joe Budden podcast had a licensing agreement. It's crazy because the thing that brought me to Joe Budden and listening to the Joe Budden podcast full-time and being a full-time supporter of him was like him fighting for the money and independence and everything like that, and him fighting for creators. That's why I went there. And the reason why I stopped listening was because how he was treating the creators. Rory and Mal wanted to see the books. They said, we helped, launch this podcast and get it as popular as it was with you, alongside you, us and Parks. We are all a team. We should be able to see the books to get paid what we deserve to get paid. And he says, I'm not showing you the books. And so they had a fight over that and they blew up. Just is what it is. And then from 2018 to 2020, the Joe Budden podcast had a licensing agreement with Spotify that paid the show less than $2 million per year. Mr. Schwartzman said that deal includes no shares in advertising revenue or stock, and the podcast could be published only to Spotify. After a rather acrimonious split, the podcast sought a new partner, but the right deal never materialized. One potential contract would have paid them $44 million over 2 years, for example, but required removing all content from YouTube. Oh, I remember that. You could do that, but you have to remove all content. And he's like, no, the backlog, we need that because that's money people are forever going to keep returning to. The bigger the money gets, the more strings that are attached. Mr. Schwartzman said, we wanted someone to acknowledge how valuable we were by showing that we were more comfortable giving us skin in the game. The Creator Wars. Patreon came along in 2021, offering no guaranteed check but equity in the company and advisory roles from Mr. Button and Mr. Schwartzman. Joe's in a league of his own, said Jack Carti, chief executive of Patreon. It is not common for people to make $1 million a month on Patreon. The Joe Budden Network reached that milestone in November, maintaining it every month since. Recently, subscription platforms like Patreon and its younger competitor Substack have pushed for more aggressively for podcasters to sign up, promising independence and control of their intellectual property, sometimes with grand language about a media revolution. Creators have more leverage and control than they ever had before in history of the arts, Mr. Carti said. Now, by the way, while Rory and Mal, they have their YouTube and stuff like that, they signed with Spotify kind of as a FU to Joe because they didn't like the money that they left on the table and they didn't like how stuff was going because he was kind of sticking to his guns. And it seemed like so far in the story, sticking to his guns paid off in the full time. So I think the lesson here, regardless of how I feel about Joe Budden and Joe Budden podcast, because I didn't like the way that they broke up. And I haven't supported Joe exclusively or the Joe Budden podcast ever since then. Even though I watch the clips on Twitter. Now, if he gets a revenue share of those clip pages, I'm supporting the Joe Budden podcast because I'll be watching them clips. I ain't gonna lie to you. But you know, despite how I feel about him, getting back to the point, you know, he won. He took a chance on himself. He bet on himself and he won, bro. Do I think he should have told Rory and Mal how much they were making? How much the company was making? Yes. Because they were three of the main guys at the beginning of the whole joint. They were the three guys on camera, the three guys touring the world and stuff like that. Alongside Parks, the four of them, they built the company, bro. So yeah, I think they deserve the right to see the books, see how much we're making. So we can have fair negotiations and have a fair split in what's going on, how much money we're making. This year, Substack announced a $20 million fund to help entice creators away from Patreon and other rivals. These platforms also benefit roughly 10% of creators' earnings. Podcasters on Patreon have earned more than $472 million collectively in 2024, up 35% from 2023, according to the company. Yet many creators still feel daunted when they even hear the word paywall, Mr. Budden said. Given the success of Joe Rogan and Alex Cooper, it may seem more attractive to a young podcaster to pursue a big network deal. For me, I say this about Patreon and everything like that. I want to build, you know what I'm saying, some type of following first. Like, I want to build some type of following before I go Patreon and members only and all this stuff. Like, because I know YouTube has offered it for me. Like, do a members only stuff and everything. Like, people will come members, but it's just like, what the heck am I gonna talk about that you can't find for free? You know what I'm saying? To charge and stuff like that. Zero, what's happening? That was the issue with Matt Hoffa and Esco and the Hikeman fallout. Shouts out to Matt Hoffa and those dudes up there in New York and stuff like that, man. A great platform and stuff. I don't follow Matt Hoffa and them that much, but like I see their interviews every other few months, and it's always good, bro. Remind you of a barbershop, just a nice setup. I feel like Matt Hoffa and them, that's a real like shop, and things of that sort. Shouts out to Matt Hoffa and them. But yeah. I say all this to say, like, before I go subscription only, paywall, exclusive content, first of all, I have to determine what is even worthy of that. Is it inside stories that I like, you know what I'm saying? Because I give a surface level of my inside stories of like times where I was in rooms and I seen weird stuff, or I seen some industry secrets, or this person told me this or this person told me that, but I keep it pretty surface level, you know, instead of giving like the full truth and everything just out of privacy rights. Is it like behind the paywall? I give that all away and I say, yeah, they said this dude. I still feel like folks will snitch and then make it a story or whatever. So I don't know. Is it just more jokes? Is it more like edgy? I know like 520, I think they do that, where they put out the Charleston White interview on Patreon. A lot of times Joe Budden, he'll do it with like a lot of the ones that are hot, like Dr. Umar. So Dr. Umar, see now, this is different. I feel like in a way that makes sense to pay for an interview. Y'all know I'm against paying for interviews, but something like that with a Dr. Umar on the Joe Budden podcast, it makes sense to pay for that interview. Because if you put the whole Umar interview behind the paywall, that means the only way people can watch it, the full thing, is behind the paywall on Patreon. So if you do that, then shoot, pay Umar his $500 fee. I pay Umar his $500. I put it behind a paywall, and I make 10,000 off it. Okay, there it is. Paywall's ruining the game. Yeah, Zero. That's another reason. Like Budden said, like people still don't like paywalls, but shoot, you see this? He making 20 mil. He making 12 mil from Patreon, 13 mil a year from Patreon. And I guess the other 9 mil, 7 mil is from advertisements and YouTube ad revenue and Twitter. They didn't even mention Twitter. So he still didn't release all the books, but Twitter's probably making him a pretty penny too. Because he probably has like a share from them little Joe Budden podcast clip channels and stuff like that on Twitter. Because I know streamers, they have little deals and stuff like that. One of the streamers called out Lil Reggie. What was his name? Boy, he funny. Girl, he funny. Reggie and them and stuff like that. Dr. Umar's for black people, but charges them for information. Umar does stuff for free though. Umar goes on Instagram Live and he talk for free, just talking to black people. The only thing he charges for, because he'll speak for free at events and stuff like that, but it's particular events that he was booked for that aren't just necessarily Black Revolution and stuff like that. Like I seen him in Atlanta on Juneteenth a couple years ago when I got him for the interview. Check that out. Friend of the channel, Dr. Umar Johnson, brother Ifan Tunde. Hope the school opens sometime, the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, even though the website shut down and the school had another setback with alleged, people trashing and things of that sort. Best of luck to you, my brother, Ifan Tunde, Prince of Pan-Africanism. Anyways, let me get back to it. That was something about like mental health and wellness and stuff like that he was speaking on as a child psychologist. So it was like that he charges people to go in and see him. Everything else, a lot of those other just speakings and bookings are like free events, free community events, like black people events, and they pay them. And I don't know how they make money. I guess sponsors of the event or whatever, but like, because he spoke in Centennial Park a couple of years before that for free, and he just sells merch afterwards, and that's how he's making a lot of his money, selling merch, speaking bookings, and interviews, like Say Cheese and all them. I didn't pay for my interview with Umar, but I supported him, so he probably saw the support and was like, "Yeah, we'll do the interview, no problem. We'll do it right here," everything like that. So, but yeah, I'm saying paying someone for Umar, it makes sense because it's like if you're putting it exclusively behind Patreon, you're doing nothing but making money outright. YouTube is kind of free form. You're giving it away for free. Why should I pay you? Because I'm gonna make money off it. If I'm making that much money off of it that it's worth sneezing about, then shoot, that means my platform's so dang large. You benefiting off of coming off a platform this large. So it just is what it is, dog. Which is why after the screenshot blunder, Mr. Budden opted to disclose his independent earnings for the first time here, even if it made him and his business partner, quote unquote, uncomfortable to put any money situation out there to the public and competitors to see. Mr. Schwarzman said, quote unquote, how else will they know they can do it this way? That's funny. The thing I wanted to say though about this, bro, is he still didn't put out all the money, because I know he's getting money from Twitter. I know he's getting money from those clip pages, and they won't put that out. So it's like, okay, like what's really happening? Zero, by the way, I appreciate the support on the other videos, on the Al Horford video, the MLK video, and I think it was something else that you sent some love on. I appreciate that as always, brother. But yeah, man. They still ain't put out all the money. They think they slick. Oh, we hate to tell y'all what's going on. They just showed you a little glimpse of what they were making. So it sounds like Joe made the same type of money that he would have made with the one deal that offered him $44 million in 2 years, but he has that plus equity. So he's getting more money, and he'll kind of continue to hold his rights. Sounds like a win to me, bro. Salute to Joe Budden. Congratulations to him and taking a chance on himself with the Joe Budden Network. He lost friends over it. He lost his co-host over it. He said, "No problem, bro. You got my support." I never take it for granted, dog. Like I know I say thank you and stuff all the time, but like I'm never taking this for granted. Never taking anything for granted, dude. Never. It was times where, shoot, like I said, I was talking to myself for a very long time on YouTube. So I never take anything for granted when people like real deal watching and supporting, bro. But yeah, with the Joe Budden thing, he lost friends, he lost his co-host, all of the things. But it paid off. It paid off. So shout out to Joe Budden. His risk paid off. Okay, last thing. All right, hold on. Let me share the screen here. Opinion on Lil Guy, on Lil TJ. What Lil TJ do? Like just in you want me to give a general opinion on Lil TJ? How I feel about him? Lil TJ, if anything, if it's BRB clocking out for work, okay, say that. If there's something that happened to Lil TJ, I'm unaware of it right now. But in terms of general, I feel like he came out the gate swinging, him and Polo G with the "we pop out at the party, out with the gang," and it seemed like he was going to have him and Polo were going to be good for like they were going to be the next ones to take rap, right? Because you had Juice WRLD at that time that was going off, and who else was popping around that time? Maybe Yachty, like Lil TJ messed up the bag. I'm trying to think of 2018 who was really pop. Sheck West. But Sheck West, I brought that up earlier, and rappers who fell off. He did that to himself from allegedly putting his hands on women and stuff like that. So Sheck West, Travis Scott was hot on the mainstream level and stuff like that, and he's still hot. He's still Travis Scott. But I thought TJ and them were going to be the next ones to take the reins after that pop out song, and they just didn't. Like TJ got hit up. And he, what I'm saying, he was put up in a hospital, everything. And when he survived, I said, "Oh, snap. How many times, if TJ didn't make it, right, when he got hit up, how would people be talking about TJ right now? It'd probably be like a P&B Rock situation, right? Where it's like, oh, P&B Rock, this and that. Ooh. Like, people be going crazy over calling him legend, like P&B Rock, rest in peace, P&B Rock, and stuff like that. It might necessarily be like X and Juice, where people like, they're some of the greatest rappers of all time. Saying that, I feel like it's gas. Like they've benefited from their tragedies. That's a controversial take, I guess. But yeah, I don't know if it would have been like that for TJ, but it at least would have been like a P&B Rock. There's a universal respect for him. And remembering what he did in 2018. TJ and Fabio messed up on that podcast. Fabio messed up a few times himself. Doing the Trump support. Fabio messed up with just kind of sounding stupid on social media. Fabio, you know what I'm saying? So then, but like you say, with the TJ and Fabio situation when they were on Playboy Max, and he said you can't smoke in the B&B, and they kept smoking, and he's like, "Bro, please," because it's like it's not about the money and paying the fine. It's about, yo, we are on camera. And the Airbnb, owner can just watch this at any time, and you outright breaking the rules that they entrusted me to. How can I rent out future Airbnbs if y'all disrespecting the rules of the house on camera right now on stream in front of hundreds of thousands of people watching this, which ultimately became millions once the clips got clipped up and posted and things of that sort. So they were already, they were already, I feel like, on the outside looking in at that point. Like Fabio. You say, look. So Zero say celebrity politics are irrelevant. I didn't know why people think they're important. So think, here it is like this, Zero, right? Fabio before Playboy Max was already irrelevant. His last relevant verse was Off the Grid, which was 2021. People stopped caring about Fabio. And why did they stop caring about Fabio? Because Fabio went out and said, "Trump, MAGA, MAGA, MAGA." Even Kodak Black, who has been one of the more consistent artists since he popped in 2015, For the past 10 years, Kodak Black has been relevant and putting out hits. 2025 has been a little slower for Kodak. He hasn't had really a mainstream hit. And what is the difference? Kodak was in the White House. Kodak, he goes more viral for tweaking out. You know what I'm saying? And being on the streets, kind of tweaking out or whatever the case might be. And I know he says he doesn't tweak out. He's just different. He's always kind of been like that. If you look at his career, he's always been kind of weird. And he said, oh, y'all think a lot? Y'all ain't seen none yet, I promise, and one of the more popular songs and things of that sort. Kodak's been quiet. Why is that? Kodak put himself with MAGA. You can say celebrities' opinions on politics don't matter, but they do. Like, the people will shut you out, dog. They will shut you out. It's much more difficult to bounce back from it. Can you bounce back from it? 100%. Because I don't think cancellation is actually like 100% real. Like, you can't get 100% canceled. You can get canceled by the masses, still have your small fan base until you pop out again. Like the Baby, right? The Baby had that I forgot the song that he had that was hot again, but it was like, "Don't Shake Some." Is that it? I don't know. It's one of them twerk songs that hands on your knees. I'm gonna put a hand on the knee. Make a bed, put a hands on the knees. When the Baby came out with that, he bounced back from getting canceled. But he needed a song that hot that was so undeniable to come back. Let me see. Only sheeps care about celebrity politics. You can say that, Zero, but people care, dog. Like, it affects your fan base. Like, a lot, it didn't affect Kanye West because Kanye West is Kanye West. Like, he had to build up 20 years of catalog before he wilded out for, you know what I'm saying, for him to say what he says and still have a substantial fan base, still sell out. He said, that's why I call them sheeps. And there it is. But before Kanye, like, he had to build up 20 years of like hits and producing hits for others and stuff like that. Like, Kanye different. He had to be an artist of a generation to talk the way he talks. But yeah, anyways, that's how I feel about Lil TJ. I'm not sure if that's what you wanted to know about Lil TJ. Let me look him up. Let me look him up and see if he's trending for anything before I move on. Lil TJ. Pop out at your party. I'm with the gang. Lil TJ album. Oh, I put 2 J's. Lil TJ. Let me see. Lil TJ via Instagram. Back on regular Iceman schedule. Life was good when Lil TJ dropped. Who is this? They gonna make me hate, but 2018 TJ? 2018 TJ over Boogie? I ain't gonna lie, but Boogie was different, brother. It's a whole lot of ways I can get my cash, but if you ain't got no backup, you should back up. All the girls say I'm handsome and calling ransom, and I'm making funny going around. It's a whole lot of ways I can get my cash up. Shout out to New York, bro. New York. Hey, I ain't gonna. It's crazy how we was like, New York's having a renaissance and this and that with Cash Cobain in them and the sexy drill movement. New York had a moment in the mid 2010s, bro. And people really wasn't talking about it. With Cardi B, TJ, A Boogie, who else? And then, you had, of course, Pop Smoke at the end of the 2010s. And who else? Well, of course, Tekashi. Tekashi had a moment, whether people want to admit it or not. Like, he had a moment. He was running things. And then Sheck West, New York had a little moment, bro. I ain't gonna lie. In the mid 2010s, late 2010s, people don't talk about that, man. A Boogie the only good one. He said Kodak, Wayne, Meg, Beyonce, etc. Like, exactly. Like, Wayne is another example. Wayne had to be like one of the greatest ever for 20 minutes before he ever said, like, shout out Donald Trump. For people to still listen to Wayne when he dropped. So you can't be a new artist and then be like, shout out Donald Trump and have like people still support you. Like, if Meg would have came out as MAGA, man, you see how they treat Meg already. If they gave her a reason, it would have been over with, bro. All right. But yeah, I guess that was what he wanted to know, because there's nothing new or trending about TJ. Shout out to New York, though. Shout out to Zero. All right, the tragic downfall of Hub's life. Shouts out to Cameron. Reacted to his videos before. He's the one who did the Black YouTube Has a Problem. I love that series and stuff like that. Eminem is a buffoon as well. Oh, Eminem with the Democrats, but that was funny. That's funny. But yeah. Shouts out to Cameron, man. We'll get into this. I think Hub's life, based off of the thumbnail, he's the white dude who just showed like the life of a regular 20-year-old working the job, and his whole thing was like just being a regular guy. That was his whole appeal and stuff like that. So I don't know what he did, or I guess he quit his job and became a full-time content creator. Anyways, let's watch the video and see what happened. Shout out Cameron.
Unemployed videos you guys have ever watched, but I feel like it was just I just gotta talk about this. This was actually recommended to me from a member in my Discord server, so make sure to go join that up, link in the description. But yeah, it all starts here, right? There's this influencer who goes by the name of Hub's Life. Now, Hub's Life is not just an influencer, he's a lifestyle influencer, and he's a lifestyle influencer who shows off his daily routine working a 9-to-5. Here's one of his videos: day in the life of a guy with a 9-to-5. As you can see, pack up and head out for the day. That's one of his staples, slowly putting the MacBook inside the backpack. Senior analyst at a Fortune 500 company. He says he genuinely enjoys what he does.
That music just sounds like it's gonna get copyrighted. I need to go back too and mute the rest of it. Because Cameron ain't doing nothing but reading out what the caption is saying. All right, here we go.
Lifestyle influencer showing off his daily routine. Whatever, right? That's cool. Now, some people see his content as depressing. They see his lifestyle and they're like, God, no, I would never want to live like this. This man is stuck in the matrix. This man's living in a simulation, which I can understand. The music does make this very depressing. If the music was different, I feel like it'd be less depressing. Like, imagine if this man had Passion Fruit by Drake in the background instead of this. The vid would be more of a vibe, but that's besides the point. While many people do see his content as depressing, others found his content very refreshing. I mean, when everyone online is living this extraordinary life with Lambos, mansions, and all the finer things, he's over here living a pretty normal life with a 9-to-5 office job. That's 10 times more relatable than most styles of content. And he was also a huge advocate for this 9-to-5 lifestyle. In this video, you can see he says, normalize the 9-to-5 life. Social media portrays a false reality where normal is associated with becoming financially free at age 20 and being your own boss, etc. What I'm saying is, it's okay to work a normal job and live a normal life. You can still be successful and still be happy, which I agree with. I completely agree with that. I've said this many times on the channel before, but a lot of people will see a 16-year-old with a Lambo and believe that they need to get that when they're 16 or maybe even younger, which is not true because that's just very, very, very unrealistic. Don't get me wrong, it's possible, but that isn't normal and that shouldn't be normalized, you know? And a lot of people think that they're behind in life because they're not the same level.
Everything is possible
as that 16-year-old, when in reality, they're doing just fine. But here's another video where he says, so it turns out you don't need to quit your job. You don't need to escape the matrix, in quotes. And you don't need to be a millionaire by 30 either. Turns out the grass is greener where you water it. Use your 9-to-5 to build the life you want. Now keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Use your 9-to-5 to build the life you want. But yeah, Hub's Life, he's a pretty big advocate for this 9-to-5 lifestyle. And in most of his videos on IG, I notice he'll also use this hashtag, normalize the norm. And from him being relatable, he's garnered a pretty big audience on TikTok and Instagram. And he continued to create his content, you know, until he got to a point where he didn't need to work his job anymore. So he decided to quit. Last day at my 9-to-5. Yep, you read that right. Today marks the end of an era. I've been struggling for a while now. Imagine working a full-time job, filming that full-time job, editing and posting a video of that job every day for 700 plus days, and becoming a new dad on top of that. It starts to wear on you. You start to show up less in all facets of life. You start going through the motions in everything you do. You start forgetting why you started this in the first place. So I've made this decision.
It sounds like he was just being fake positive when he was like, it ain't nothing wrong with working a job. I like a job, this and that. He gave you the reality, like he said, when he said, use the 9-to-5 to build the life you want. It's just a thing, bro. Like, All right, we'll play the video.
Based on what's best for myself, my family, and you guys, today I will be leaving my 9-to-5 to pursue a new kind of 9-to-5. A person often meets his destiny on the road he took to avoid it. That's a nice little quote right there. Now, a lot of people did not take Hub's life quitting very lightly. In the comments, you can see a lot of people in uproar that he actually quit. You tried to sell us that it's okay to have a 9-to-5 job, and now you're leaving that life because you can escape from it and because of the social media opinions. So disappointing. This guy spent so much time trying to normalize and glorify the 9-to-5 only to get out of the 9-to-5. Moral of the story is working the 9-to-5 is okay, but the goal should always be to get out of the rat race. So as you can see, a lot of people are angry that he quit. Now, you may be wondering, what is his new profession since he quit this 9-to-5 office job that he had? Well, it's being a full-time influencer. He still does his day-in-the-life videos, except they're less relatable to his audience. And people absolutely hate that. And people are also hating, as you can see, because he was this TikToker glorifying the 9-to-5 lifestyle and that normal life, saying it's completely fine to work, yet he ended up ultimately quitting his 9-to-5 job to become an influencer. And videos like this don't help his case at all. When you build a following big enough to leave your 9-to-5, but your content revolves around the 9-to-5, so you can't quit your job, read the caption. And in the caption, it says, will you quit your job to do social media full time? I get this question all the time. The answer, no, I wouldn't quit my job to do this full time. I love my 9-to-5 as it provides health, insurance, steady income, 401k, structure, career growth, opportunities, etc. I enjoy the people
They caught this man in 4K. Talk about 401k, they caught you in 4K line.
Like the work that I do. I've been making videos for a very long time as a hobby and passion of mine. I left the 9-to-5 years ago to pursue videography and social media full time for a startup company. I traveled 2 to 3 weekends a month filming shows and content nonstop, while also filming and editing content throughout the week. Was making less money than I ever had and was working twice as hard. Got to the point of burnout and I started to lose the passion for video I always had. I realized that once my hobby, in quotes, became a job, it wasn't fun anymore. I ended up going back to corporate America and have never looked back. Taking the risk opened up my eyes to the beauty of having a good, stable job. There is something to be said for stability and routine. I started documenting my normal everyday life through this account to serve as my...
Zero said it's like he told you cheating is a sin and no one should cheat, but he still ended up cheating. 100%. 100%. It's just like, bro, like, if you ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel, okay. This is my perspective. I feel like a 9-to-5 is not for everybody. I feel like there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5. And I feel like 9-to-5s should be normalized, and like people avoid 9-to-5s. They're like, I don't want to work a real job. I don't want to work a real job. I feel like a failure because they want to be creatives or business owners or whatever the case. You might have to work a 9-to-5 for a particular amount of time for stability, to keep the family afloat, to keep food in your belly, to keep the lights on, to keep the AC, whatever the case might be. You might have to work that's cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But like in terms of just like, oh yeah, we working a 9-to-5 for 50 years, everything like that. And I love it, and you can't tell me nothing about it, and you can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't shame me out of that. I think that's crazy. I gotta charge the laptop. Hold on. This thing about to die. But yeah. When you glorify the 9-to-5 and say, look, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna be like 9-to-5 life. I'm gonna make it cool. I'm gonna make it cool to work a 9-to-5. All we doing is working 9-to-5. So I'm working 9-to-5, 9-to-5 game. That's all we doing. 9-to-5, baby. Oh, or 1 to 9, whatever you're doing, right? And then you quit the job because you start popping off and you making money on it. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
Creative outlet to my mundane office job. And now here we are. Moral of the story, you don't have to quit your job to pursue other passions. A 9-to-5 job is just a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Use a 9-to-5 to finance a life you truly want to live. Which I agree. I feel like your 9-to-5 should be used to finance a life you truly want to live, if that's what you want to do. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber. Hey, use your 9-to-5 to fund that YouTuber lifestyle. And then when you can quit your 9-to-5 to live that YouTuber life, then do that. But in Hub's life's case, for at least this video, it's a bit contradicting when he's saying he wouldn't quit his full-time job and he loves his 9 to 5 and he genuinely likes the work that he does, then he ends up quitting. I can see why a lot of people are seeing it as a bit contradicting. Here's another video. Why you should stick with your 9 to 5 job. Stability, benefits, job security, work/life balance, build steady wealth, low risk career development. But once again, he says, use your 9 to 5 as a foundation to help you build the life you want. Like, I understand people are mad that he quit his job, but at the same time, like, we can't sit here and act like there weren't any signs. I think what makes it bad though is that he built his whole brand on the motto of like normalizing the 9 to 5s, yet he ended up quitting his 9 to 5. And the worst part is that he's now going live on TikTok and begging for galaxies.
Galaxy, bro. I gotta get a galaxy, guys. If I send me something, man. Time making a living. I don't know if I saw a galaxy come through, man. I can't answer any of these. You gotta send me a galaxy, bro. Sam, thank you for the first gift. Roses on deck. I don't know. I think roses are like not a galaxy. I want to answer all these questions, but I really can't right now. Sam, where's the galaxy, bro? I'll answer like 10 questions if you send a galaxy.
This man sounds like a crackhead fiending for crack.
Here's another thing. I just want to say this real quick. A lot of times the Twitch guys, the Twitch streamers, they do like hype trains and stuff like that and roll calls, and they just beg for subs. And then it's crazy. It's only a big deal to me because it's like they get rich, right? They make 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 a month off of Twitch alone, Twitch ad revenue by itself. That's not YouTube. That's not TikTok, all these other places where they make money and advertisements. That's just regular Twitch streaming and subs. And then they come back out like with all this jewelry and fancy cars until like if someone calls them out, they say, oh, you broke, you'll never be like me. I got 8 chains. I got so-and-so. I got the rollie. And it's like, bro, I watched you. You literally begged for people to donate money to you. Like, what are we talking about right now? I don't know. That's just one of my pet peeves. It's the same thing with like celebrities in general, or even business owners, CEOs. It's like, you're rich because of us. We bought your product. We invested into your product. We made you rich. We keep your company afloat. The professional athletes, we pay the tickets. We buy the merchandise. We buy the jerseys. We keep the lights on in the arena. We are the reason that you make as much as you make. All that stuff. So it's like when you flex on people and say, oh, y'all broke, y'all this, y'all that. The reason why you had that much money is because of the regular people. So stop. It's insane to me. It's insane to me when people flex money on regular people as influencers, as celebrities, as athletes, professional athletes, whatever the case might be. Because the only reason why you have that money is because of the public demand from a large amount of quote unquote regular people. It's just stupid to me. It's just dumb. Shah, mark my words. Influencers are going to be the new celebrities in the next 10, 15 years. And eventually Judge Dredd, Demolition Man, Total Recall, Fifth Element of how our future going to be. 100%, bro. 100%. It's already getting that way, but it's like, it's just crazy to me how, you beg your supporters to give you money. Same thing. Let's go back to Joe Budden, right? Let's go back to Joe Budden. Joe Budden, subscribe to the Patreon. Watch the video on Patreon. Pay for the Patreon. Do this. And then people, you know what I'm saying, subscribe to the Patreon. And now what? Oh yeah, we made 20 million this year. Yeah, you know what we did. We made 20 million this year. Yeah, big independent. Yeah, we making more money than you and your favorite rapper. Like, hold on now. How'd you make 13 million of that 20 million? I just read the article. It say Patreon. You're paying supporters. Man, look. I know the way that YouTube algorithm works and social media. I know I'm going to eventually build some type of following. I already have a following right now, to be honest, like base compared to what I used to have, right? I already have somewhat of a small following and things of that sort. Like, it's a following. I appreciate everybody and stuff like that. Who would I be to one day zero come up or something like this? He say something right about the WNBA. You see how I did that? You see how man, come on, man. I'll do good at it. I'll do good at it. Shout out to Deontay Cal. Say Zero say something that I don't like about the WNBA. And I say, Zero, you broke. You da da da. You never make it. I made so much money talking about the WNBA on the internet. Da 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 da. Who was watching? Who was in the chat? Who donated to me during my streams? Zero did. When there was only 2 people in the chat, who was one of those 2? Zero was. So who would I be to talk about zero? You ain't making no money like I'm making because of the WNBA. It's different. It's levels to this money game. Who would I be when zero is the one that put me in a position to make the money? Zero put me in a position to get the bag. So why would I then turn around and then crap on zero? That don't even make no sense. I say all that to say, Buddy's job is begging for donations on TikTok Live. Is crazy.
Yo, let me just get a Galaxy. Bro, let me just get a Galaxy. I'll do anything for Galaxy. There's also this rumor going around on TikTok where people think Hub's Life rented out an office and continued to make his 9-to-5 videos. But during the research of this, I didn't find much proof of that. No. So I'm not going to say he did. I see a lot of people saying that he did on TikTok. And I feel like that's just crazy to say when there's no.
And that makes sense. That makes sense because he's directly teaching you how to get money versus but I can't shame someone for paying for Patreon for entertainment purposes. Because you pay for entertainment purposes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, that's just how you choose to spend your money. Some people go to the strip club. Other people will pay for a Patreon to laugh at Joe Budden for 3 hours. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially, I'm now a YouTube premium subscriber, right? I did it directly, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of the subscribers when I react to videos like this. So it's not an ad popping up every 2 minutes while I'm trying to react to the video, right? And I'm like, subscribe. Once we get to 5K, I'm going to buy YouTube Premium, everything like that. However, now that I have it, it's extremely convenient. I can listen to music, no interruption. I can watch this video, no interruptions, everything like that. It's extremely convenient. I don't even like watching ads anymore at this point. When I watch ads on my work laptop, I'm like, oh my goodness, I gotta wait 5 seconds to press skip ad, everything like that. And some people might just like the convenience of watching the podcast in this full raw form. You can watch it in this full raw form on Patreon. There's no bleeping out the words. You get to hear all the songs that they play as they play them. It's no copyright written where they mute the actual music and you just hear them talking over it. You get to see the full podcast experience. Some people might want to pay for the convenience of that. So, I get why someone would do that for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why Zero's doing it, it makes the most sense of I'm doing it because this directly affects my pockets and how much money I make. It's an investment.
Proof of that. There's also this Reddit post I found where people think this drama surrounding his name is completely fake. Hot take. Hub's Life created fake drama to grow his brand. Until the last couple of days, Hub's Life views were plummeting. A lot of people turned their backs on him after he abandoned the 9-to-5 to do full-time content creation. Look at the number of views he was receiving a couple of weeks ago versus the views these last few days. His views now are almost comparable to the views he was getting when he worked his day job. He knew he needed to do something to fix it, so I'm fully convinced his stunt on TikTok was planned. He knew what would piss people off, and it worked. Views are up again. People are making videos about him and talking about him. He's relevant again. People are engaging with his content more, albeit a lot of negative, but all press is good press. Just my thoughts. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is not a bad theory. This is not a bad theory. I think if that was his goal to quit his 9-to-5 and get all this drama, I think that was a very good idea. But I wonder how this will work, let's say 3 months from now. How do you keep this up? Because drama is quick, People are on a drama, then they just move on, to the next drama or next issue that's happening. So I wonder.
That's what I was saying. If this is rage bait, it's only going to work for a week or two. And then people going to move, because eventually, what do they deal with over the long time? Just a regular Hub's Life dude, a former 9-to-5 employee that's, doing nothing crazy. Excuse me, my bad. Make sure the thing working. Okay, cool. He's just living a regular lifestyle, asking for galaxies. Eventually going to leave again.
if this were to be true, how would Hub's life carry this for the next like 2, 3, 4 months?
Fact.
Or at least year? What's funny is people also think that Hub's life's wife is tired of him being a lifestyle influencer or a full lifestyle influencer. The way his wife looks so fed up.
People always leave during reactions when I pause.
You can see she's kind of giving that man like, oh nah, I do not want to be on camera right now. But hey, we got to take into account they're at an airport. Sometimes airports, you go there while you're tired. You're not trying to talk to anybody. You just want to get on that plane and get over to where you're headed. But here's my opinion on the whole situation, right? I understand why people are mad, but if I was in his position, I'd probably do the exact same thing, just a bit differently. Like at the end of the day, it seems like he quit his job to pursue his passion and be with this kid more. And I'm pretty sure many of us would do the exact same thing. But the major issue with Hub's life is that people followed him because he was the quote unquote 9-to-5 guy. And now that he's not working his 9-to-5 anymore, he's not as relatable / interesting to his audience. The content that made him interesting was him working that mundane office job and him saying that it's okay to live a normal lifestyle. And now that that's gone, there's not really much of a reason for his audience to watch him. Even though he's still making the day in the life videos, those are nowhere near close to being as relatable as the videos where he was waking up for his job, tired, yet still going to work. Because a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people are working a job that they don't like, and they have to get up for it every day to pay the bills. And they saw Hub's life as like, oh, this guy is just like me. But now Hub's life is this full-time influencer, and people don't relate to him anymore because he's not the 9-to-5er like he used to be. I don't mean for that to sound like a 9-to-5 is a bad thing, because I don't think 9-to-5s are bad, but y'all get my point. And what makes it even worse is that he's begging on TikTok Live saying that's how he makes a living, which makes it seem like he quit his job just to beg, when in reality he quit his job because content creation seems like it was his passion, and he also wanted to spend more time with his son. I feel like if his content wasn't so heavily focused on him working his 9-to-5 and saying it's okay to work a 9-to-5, no one would care that he even quit. What makes this situation so bad is that to his audience, it looks like he did a complete 180, and a lot of people just don't like that. What he should have done differently, in my opinion, is maybe find a new content style or series that works that wasn't so heavily focused on his 9-to-5. So when he quit, he could have still made that. But unfortunately, he didn't. And here he is now getting a lot of hate for quitting his 9-to-5. But yeah, that's the unemployed news for the day. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. That being said, this is going to wrap up the video. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate you. Twitch Cameron WAK, Instagram Cameron WAK, Twitter Cameron WAK, Discord link in the description. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly recommend you guys check out my most recent video. It'll be right up here on the screen. Thank you guys for watching. It's Cameron, and I'm out.
Shouts out to Cameron, man. Another W video, bro. He makes quality content, dog. Shouts out to Cameron. But yeah, Zero was talking about like looking at life hacks. See, the thing about those, I watch those videos and I'm like, oh man, I should do that, and I never do them because not everyone can transition into a hobby type job. 100%. Yeah, everybody can't do that. But like, he definitely left because he was making more money doing content creation. But it's like dumb because it's like the reason why people are watching your content. Like, you just have to. You just have to, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to be cognizant of what's going on. It's like if my whole thing, right? If the thing that I was getting the most views for were just interviews with celebrities or press conferences, then okay, I know if I quit this job that's directly connected to that, will it affect the money I'm getting here, or this or that, or can I work around that and still provide that for the people, for the channel? And you really have to, you know what I'm saying? So if you want to do content creation full time and you're making a lot of money from it with your job, you say, oh, I can just keep this going without my job and have more free time. You have to keep in mind, like, what is it that people like, bro? Like, people just have to know why people are watching you. In California, begging is a profession, 100%. Cali is expensive, dog. Like, they got Tent City out there. They got a large homeless population of a lot of people who went out there to originally chase their dreams and stuff like that. So 100% it was a good vid, Zero. But yeah, man, Zero just got off of work. I'm about to go to sleep, go back to sleep, get an hour or two before I have to go back to work. And you guys all take care of yourselves, man. Early morning stream, early AM stream. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. W stream. Appreciate you, Zero. Appreciate all the bots that was in here that told me I look like the UFC fighter, Michael Johnson. He said, I ain't mad at him, but just be honest with what you're trying to do. A cheat. Thank you. That was it. That was it. Like, it ain't nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 and quitting it to go full time. But just don't diss like people who quit their full-time job and don't want to do full-time work just to do the same thing. Like, it's so crazy. Shouts out to all the bots that was calling me saying I look like Michael Johnson. Shout out to the dude that was like actually talking about Marco Plus, and it was crazy the way he was. I was like, bro, like, is this a bot or not? Shouts out to the chat though. Y'all have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good day whenever you're watching this. If nobody else told you today, I care for you. I will see you again on this channel tomorrow because I'm live each and every single day. You guys take care. It's hump day now. Hump day. Enjoy the rest of the week. And until next time, peace out.
Rashad, why you
Anyway.
didn't hit me up?
What's up, Rashad? Hey, Rashad.
What's up, Rashad?
Thank you, Rashad.
Brother, I love you, brother.
What's up, Rashad?
Yeah.
What it do, boy?
Hey, Rashad.